Episode 13, The Search for Irina.
That's right. Where did you go, Irina? Follow that, Irina. Okay. Everybody set?
Aye, aye.
Awesome. All right. So, Curse Strahd, session 22. Hey, Abbot. That's what I mean. Hey, Abbot.
Yes.
So, you have reached the mountain refuge of the village of Kratsk. In doing so, Irina was drawn to a mountain spring and reunited with the spirit of someone named Sergei. After they faded from view, a voice cried out, "She is mine!" Just a disembodied voice, and unleashed a blast of lightning, knocking several of you to the ground. In the aftermath of this encounter, you are huddled around the spring in the cold mountain air as a bell from the abbey further up the mountain begins to toll. And just to refresh your memory, this is kind of what the town looks like. It's set onto the side of a mountain, connected by a steep switchback trail to the abbey further up the mountain. You are currently huddled around a pool and a mountain spring and a shrine. Next to the pool is a wooden statue of a mournful, bare-chested man. Its paint chipped and faded, and it's standing inside a gazebo with its arms outstretched.
And I think you revealed last time that that's a depiction of Lathander, the Morning Lord.
Correct.
Okay. Does it resemble pretty accurately what the Morning Lord or Lathander would look like where we come from?
Yeah, it's like this youthful, cherubic man, or angelic man, I should say. And again, he's just got his kind of his arms outstretched towards the east.
Okay.
And Elaine Tree's on the ground twitching after being knocked.
Yeah, Declan's pretty hurt as well at this point, so I've been brought down to my knees. Essentially, I'm probably just doing very much like what Elaine Tree's doing, so I'm convulsing from the shock of the electricity.
Elaine Tree's hair is all standing.
Get Elaine in to demonstrate that.
Yes. So what do you guys want to do? You are. It's been. Is Elaine Tree down to 0 hit points?
It's unconscious. Yes.
So I would like to get up then at this point and do spare the dying, at least to make it so she's not going to be taking death saves. She should be stabilized.
I did look up. The lucky feat works on death saves, by the way.
Yes, looked it up. So
does an unconscious character have to be? Can an unconscious character be a willing character?
I think so. Why?
Okay, I'm going to use heroism on Elaine Tree. I touch her, and she just awakens with 4 temporary hit points and feels.
Well, again, temporary hit points, as you decided last time, it has no. It doesn't. You actually have to have actual hit points to get.
Okay, then I won't do that.
Revived.
Okay. But so you spare the dying stabilizes her, right? She's at 0 hit points, but she's not in danger of. She's not in danger of dying from failed death saves, correct?
Yeah, exactly. She's stabilized. So she can also benefit from a short rest. So essentially, if we just sit here, chill out for an hour by the water's edge, then we can regain our hit points. And I think it probably make the most sense, having just encountered what we encountered, I feel like we would probably want to at least sit and try to recover.
Sure. Does everybody want to take a short rest?
Elaine is already taking a short rest.
Right.
Yeah.
Does anybody else want to voluntarily take a short
Yeah,
rest?
I will just sit beside her body as I, rest. And
All right.
so when Elaine Tree comes to, I want to suggest to the group, I'm unsure of what happened to Irina, but it seemed that she was at peace with whatever decision was made. I think we should probably continue on where we were going to that monastery, and I gesture up the mountain to the. It is a monastery, right?
It's an abbey. That's what it's been referred
Okay.
to.
I think we should proceed to the abbey.
What was our original, refresh my memory, what was our original purpose of coming to this?
To deliver wine, man. We're
Yes,
wine merchants now.
You made a wine delivery, and you also, we're told that this place was, much like Valakai, this place was rumored to be safe. And
it's the most
also,
safe. Irina is more safe than she's
right.
ever been. She's untouchable.
That's right. And the abbey was overseen by a holy man called the Abbot, who had the power to raise people from the dead if needed.
Well, Declan, personally, I've got a bad feeling about the way Irina disappeared, but I do agree with you. We've got no other choice but to continue on to the Abbey.
You want to head up to the Abbey? Okay.
Sounds fun to me. I bet you it's a lot of fun being in an abbey.
Yes. Tons of fun.
I bet there's lots of gold and silver trinkets in that abbey to steal.
Yes. So you head up out of Kretsk, and the switchback road that hugs the cliff is 10 feet wide and covered with loose gravel and chunks of broken rock. The ascent is slow and somewhat treacherous, and the air grows colder as you near the top. The road from the village climbs above the mist to a wide ledge on which the abbey is perched. A light dusting of snow covers the trees and the rocky earth. The gravel road passes between two small stone outbuildings to either side of which stretches a 5-foot high, 3-foot thick wall of jumbled stones held together with mortar. Blocking the road are iron gates attached to the outbuildings by rusty hinges. They appear to be unlocked. You can see through them, and viewed through the gates, the stone abbey behind the wall stands quiet. Its two wings are joined by a 15-foot high curtain wall, and a belfry protrudes from the rooftop of the closer north wing, which also sports a chimney billowing gray smoke. And actually, I can show you. This is what it looks like past the wall and the gates.
So there are signs
kind
of life. I'm guessing because of the chimney smoke, but there's nothing outside. Are there any signs of footprints or horse tracks or cart tracks or anything outside?
Make a survival check.
Ooh, survival. 18.
You do not see any signs that anyone has come and gone in a while.
Okay.
So in the picture, there's like a light in the house. Is that?
Yes.
Elaine Tree's gonna go up to try to read what's on the tombstones if she can.
Well, you'd have to do that. The gates are closed. You're kind of like looking through the gate at this point.
Elaine Tree rips one of the doors off and tosses it aside.
So the wall.
That's right. Yes.
They do appear to be unlocked, and the wall is only 5 feet high, so it's not a super it's not like gonna keep an army out or anything. It's just kind of like the perimeter of the abbey grounds.
In the wall crumbling there in the image there, is this result of time and disrepair
Yeah.
or
Yeah,
okay.
this place looks old.
Okay. Well, I'm not going to stop Elaine Tree if she wants to.
I mean, she's just gonna open. He said it's
Yeah.
not locked, so she's gonna open the door.
Okay, so you push the gates open and you just hear like they screech as you open them. They are almost rusted shut. And it's just like as you push them open, and like the sound actually kind of like reverberates off the walls of the abbey and the mountain, and it's like you're sure people down in the village can hear you opening these gates.
That's what she said to the gate. And she
goes
over and tries to read the tombstone if there's anything important on them.
Okay. So you go in, and they're kind of to your right as you go to the abbey grounds. And stunted pine trees grow out of the rocky earth in the graveyard near the foundation's let's start over. Stunted pine trees grow out of the rocky earth in the graveyard near the foundation of the abbey's north wing. The windows of the structure are cracked panes of leaded glass. Ancient gravestones burst from a thin crust of snow in the yard. Beyond the low wall that surrounds the graveyard, the ground falls away. So the wall that was connected to the gates, you look over that and you can see it's just like a cliff down to the town. And the village lies 400 feet below. The view is breathtaking. Looking at a couple of the gravestones, it looks like they are the names of long dead priests and nuns. You see like a brother Martek, sister Constance, brother Valen, sister Leonora, that things like that.
So I'm going to follow. I would imagine Declan would just follow in after her, and I too would probably be interested in just cursory looking over the gravestones to see.
And they all have like a symbol of what you would recognize as a symbol of the Morning Lord carved into like the top, almost like a thing at Arlington National Cemetery, where at the top it has the like a cross or a Star of David. That's where the Morning Lord symbol would be carved into it.
So do the death date? Do they have dates on here when they died?
No, it's just Sister Constance.
Because I was hoping to determine whether they're still burying dead here, whether this is still used or not.
It doesn't. Looking over the ground, it doesn't look like there are any fresh graves dug.
Okay. I want to creepily just walk over to the window that's lit, and I'm not even trying to like peek in to be stealthy. I'm just like walking right up to it and just looking in.
So you get up to it and you can see that there's light coming from it. You can tell that there's a light source beyond it, but it is all fogged over and just not grimy, but you can't see through it. Basically, it's like leaded. Can't think of the word. It's obscured. You can't see through it. It's opaque.
Okay, so I want to rip one of the tombstones out of the ground and smash the window.
Is there
not gonna do that?
Is there a door visible?
What
is this door you're talking about? There's a window right here that we could smash through.
So from where you can see, kind of around the corner and further into the grounds, there are an inner gatehouse and gate that you could go through. And then also it kind of continues on to that other wing kind of in the background there. Oh, you can actually see it.
It looks like there's guards there that I see that. Are those people there?
From this distance, it just looks like
So from where I'm standing, would that look like the only like entrance way?
yes.
Okay, so I'm just gonna say, Sir Declan, my master used to tell some interesting tales to his adult customers about people who used to stand in windows like that. I don't think it's very polite to do. And I'm just gonna walk towards the gate.
Why do adults look in shops differently than kids look in shops?
Sometimes.
I can safely assure you that those inclinations now escape me in this life.
What are you talking about?
I don't know why they looked in, but I know that he would only tell those stories to the adults.
I'll explain it to you sometime.
Adults are weird. But someday I'm going to be an adult.
And I'm just gonna walk past them towards the gate.
Goldenrod, as you're walking towards the gate, kind of leaving them behind, make an intelligence check.
That's my good one. And I rolled a 1, so
Oh,
5.
no.
Never mind.
The smartest member of the group.
That's
Get it out of the way now.
Is everybody else following behind?
Yeah, I would imagine it, as we're having this conversation, I kind of lead or follow his lead and follow on behind him.
Okay. Everybody else make an intelligence check as well.
Here's an intelligence check.
Man, I'm going to roll with my left hand more often.
13.
Just a flat intelligence, you said?
Yep.
I still get an 18.
Nice. Okay. What about you, Jay?
15.
Okay. Elaine Tree, Declan, and Ilmoon, you all recall that when Madame Ava gave you her card reading, she told you that one of the cards was shed light on one who will help you greatly in the battle against darkness. And she said that a Vistana or Vistani wanders this land alone, searching for her mentor. She does not stay in one place for long. Seek her out at St. Markovia's Abbey near the mists. And Ilmoon and Declan both also remember that another part of the card reading, told of a powerful force for good and protection, a holy symbol of great hope. And she said, I see a garden dusted with snow, watched over by a scarecrow with a sackcloth grin. Look not to the garden, but to the guardian.
Do we
Something
see
about
this
that.
guardian with the sackcloth?
You do not. However, you do see at the far end of the Abbey grounds, you can see a planted garden.
And who realizes this? Myself and...
You and Ilmoon remember that part, and you, Ilmoon, and Elaine Tree remember about the ally.
Okay, well, that part has piqued my interest immediately, since I would imagine that's like more present. We don't see any other living person, right, at this point?
Correct.
Okay,
No.
So yeah, I'm going to make my way over to this garden.
Do you want to tell your companions about what's going on?
I imagine Declan hardly ever does.
Okay.
I just imagine him as just having a thought, and then just, unless there's imminent signs of danger or something, I don't see him saying, hey guys, let's go over here and check this out. I just see this thought kind of like, coming back into his head that he's thinking about, and then seeing it, and then just basically just wandering off.
So you guys are kind of following this faint path towards the gate and the entrance, and everybody kind of notices Declan just cock his head for a second, and instead of heading straight for the gate, he kind of veers along the path and just keeps heading further along the grounds towards the gardens in the back. And Ilmoon puts two and two together and also remembers what Madame Eva said. So Declan, as you continue on,
Mr. Sharp, wait up.
Goldenrod, are you following along or are you going to the gate?
Nope, I'm going up to the gate to knock.
Okay, you get to the gate and everybody sees this as they kind of walk past it. But the gate is a 15-foot high curtain wall, joins the two wings. Behind its battlements, you can see two guards stand at attention, their features obscured by fog. Below them, set into the wall, is a pair of 10-foot tall wooden doors reinforced with bands of steel. And to the right of these doors, mounted on the wall, is a tarnished copper plaque. You look at the plaque and it says, St. Markovia's Abbey, may her light cure all illnesses. And
I'm
then
gonna
you
wave
you
to
notice
them and
behind you, you see that everybody else just kind of walking on past towards the gardens.
so I'm gonna wave to the guys and say, hello, people, guards. We're friendly. We don't need any illnesses cured, but we could definitely use some warmth for some of our friends. They were right behind me, but I'm not sure where they went. They're human, and humans are weird.
The guards don't move or make any reaction.
Did Ilmoon follow us or did he remain? Because I don't remember you saying.
I followed Declan.
Okay.
Goldenrod, make a perception check.
Not one of my weapons. It was about 13.
You notice, looking after you like address the guards, you look at them closely for a second, and they are actually scarecrows that seem to be propped up, like holding themselves up on a spear, and they kind of just have like a helmet, like propped on or plopped on their head, and change like a corroded chain shirt over top of the body of the scarecrow.
Humans are very strange. There aren't any crops here even to protect. So I'm just gonna turn to the guys, and I say that to R2, and I turn to their belts and say, "Guys, these guards are just dummies. I don't mean like some of you guys dummies, but dummies."
Hey, I'm pretty smart. I'm 10. I went to school.
Are we close enough to hear him shouting?
Yeah, you guys, because he just kind of stopped, tried to talk up to them, and you guys were just walking.
And you
him,
said
so
that the reading was look not to the garden, but to the
guardians.
The guardians. So
or the guardian. Yes.
Now, do we see, knowing that, kind of putting two and two together, is there a quote unquote guardian in the garden that we're approaching at this point? Or
so you're only about we'll say you're about 30 feet past him. So you're about 50 feet from the garden at this point. Too many G words. And you can see in front of the garden, there's a gatehouse stands at the entrance to the Abbey Gardens. And behind them, you can see some garden plots enclosed by a 5-foot high wall. And you see two scarecrows are in the garden. You can see from here.
are they both together in the same garden?
Nope, they're one's farther along, and then one, there's like one and then another farther along.
Okay, so I'd imagine Declan's just going to walk up to them and examine them and see if there is anything to this mysterious reading.
Okay. So as you guys get into the actual garden, so nestled between the rising and plunging cliffs are 4 rectangular garden plots, enclosed by a 5-foot high wall of mortared stones. White rabbits nibble on turnips uprooted by the cold. 2 lifeless scarecrows with stuffed gullets and sackcloth heads hang from wooden crosses pounded into the cold, hard earth. And then you can also see the Abbey's east wing looms over the garden. Its shattered windows dark and disturbing. A door leads into the forlorn edifice, which apparently isn't as abandoned as one might have hoped. From within come the laughter and wailing of things that should not be.
Now, bunny, Elaine Tree goes to the bunnies and rabbits. Now, bunnies, you shouldn't eat that. Mr. Sharp doesn't like it when you eat things that aren't yours.
As Elaine Tree's saying this, like Declan, like almost starts to smile, recognizing this as a joke, or what someone might seem as a joke, or might take as a joke.
So, is there anything? If Declan's examining one of the scarecrows, correct?
Yep.
Yes.
Elaine Tree will look at the scarecrow that Declan is not looking at, and like,
okay,
see if she can find anything inside it, or if there's anything unusual about it, or something.
And as Elaine Tree wanders away by herself, I'm, I guess, more focused at this laughter and carrying on that you're talking about. Can you describe this to me? Because obviously you're trying to paint it in a sinister light. Could you offer more information?
It is like gibbering and laughing and crying all at the same time, and it's just like echoing off the stone walls of the wing of the Abbey, and there's just a very disturbing, almost insane sound.
Does it sound like it's coming from one person?
No.
So multiple people. And does it sound like the sounds of just madness?
Yes.
Okay. But it sounds like it's inside the Abbey.
Correct.
Okay. Okay, so I'm gonna keep like a side eye on Elaine Tree just to make sure like nothing jumps out to attack or something as I inspect this.
Okay, so Declan looks at the scarecrow and kind of poke at it and feel around it, and it just seems to be a normal scarecrow. Hold on one second. It's not a state that I thought I did. Elaine Tree kind of pokes around at the scarecrow, and it feels like you can feel the straw, but it feels like there's something inside the gullet of the scarecrow.
I poke at it with my short sword.
So you poke in with your short sword, and your short sword goes a couple inches into the scarecrow, and you hear it tink against something metal.
Can I like use the short sword to rip open the outer casing, I guess, of the scarecrow?
Yeah, so it's like just like a burlap shirt. It's like tied, and you can just kind of like cut it open. Okay. You cut it open, and something falls out. I'll show you. Out of it,
a dragon.
This. Yes. It is a platinum amulet shaped like the sun with a large crystal embedded in the center.
I poke at it with my sword. Does it ding, ding, ding?
Yep, it just wait. Can you see that now? That's what it looks like. Sorry, it disappeared on me. Just kind of fades away. It's a metal disc that looks like the sun with a large ruby and a chain.
Platinum, it looks cool. It looks jewelry. She picks it up and like. Look what I found.
Right. Goldenrod, are you still back at the entrance to the Abbey, or did you? You're muted or something. Yeah, you're muted. Right?
Yeah, I don't have any reason to. I haven't heard any like yells or screams of help needed. So,
are you just hanging out at the entrance, or?
no, I'm investigating the door. Is the door locked? Not locked?
No, you can push it open.
I'm gonna push open.
You push it open, and it reveals a courtyard within, and I'm gonna need everybody else, or I'm gonna need everybody to roll initiative at this point.
Okay, so Goldenrod is back at the double doors.
The door.
Okay.
Yeah.
So right now we're totally unaware of what's going on.
Correct.
Okay.
But I need everybody to
Yep,
roll
yep.
initiative, just so I can now keep it straight.
21.
20.
11.
And 10 for Declan.
Nice. Okay. You go away. Where did you go? Yes. Okay. Okay. So give me 1 second. Oh, those are way too big. The only problem with Elbow Radio is it doesn't adequately size everything. Oh, not that small. Okay. So out from the gardens, the raised beds basically claw out these up from the ground, these undead warrior figures clad in like loose fitting chainmail with that raven symbol on it that was sealed the invitation you guys got way back when, that you've come to know as the symbol of Ravenloft. And they dig their ways out of a grave. And so those are the whites that came out. And so Declan goes down here. This one. Where would Ilmoon have been at this point, Jay?
Which direction did we approach from?
Down here.
All right, we'll just say I'm down around there, I suppose.
Okay, put you in a little ways.
That works.
I should have said so. Goldenrod is unaware of what's happening to us.
Correct. So I'll get you in 1 second, Mike. So Elaine Tree, you go first.
Okay, so I see this thing pop out, right? This.
Yes.
And it looks like the tree blight that or does it look undead?
No, it's undead. There are humanoid figures. They are just like almost like rotting corpses with armor, and each of them has a long sword and in their hands and a bow on their shoulder.
She's just gonna. I'm not near any of my companions. So she's just gonna attack the one in front of her, stab it with her sword.
Okie dokie.
So let's roll this dice. Well, the dice tower will roll this dice. 13 plus 7 is a dirty 20.
That would be a hit.
1d6 plus 4 because it's not a sneak attack or anything like that.
Nope.
And I rolled a 5 plus 4, so 11 points of damage.
Okay.
Then I'm going to take the disengage action because I can do that.
Yep.
And if I'm going to run east as fast as my 30 feet of movement takes me to the wall there.
10, 15, 20, 25, 30.
But I am going to turn around and look at them because I have a feeling they're going to.
They're not just going to let you go?
Yeah.
Okay.
Before
Goldenrod.
that, could I have grabbed the necklace or the medallion or whatever it is?
Yes, of course. Yeah, you can just like you picked it up. These things
Gotcha.
Erupted out of the garden. You just like take a swipe at one as you basically skitter away from it. Goldenrod, you open the gate to find a courtyard. Thick fog that fills the courtyard swirls as if eager to escape. The courtyard is surrounded by a 15-foot high curtain wall on which stand several guards with their backs to you. Or so it seemed at first. Now it is clear that these guards are merely scarecrows. Wooden doors to the north and east lead to the abbey's two wings. In the center of the courtyard is a stone well fitted with an iron winch to which a rope and bucket are attached. Along the perimeter, tucked under the overhanging wall, are several stone sheds with padlocked wooden doors, as well as 3 shallow alcoves that contain wooden troughs. 2 wooden posts pounded into the rocky earth have iron rings bolted to them, and chained to one of them is a short humanoid with bat wings and spider mandibles. The quiet is shattered by horrible screams coming from the sheds.
Oh dear.
And the creature, the humanoid with bat wings, kind of like looks up at you, and you can see that where a human's mouth would be, it is like spider's mandibles. And it has, instead of arms, it has 2 bat wings. It kind of stands up and skitters back as far from you as the chain will allow it to.
In my best understanding, does this look like something that was a human and has been mutated, or something entirely different?
This, I would say, is entirely beyond your experience.
Okay. And you said it backed away from me?
Yep. Actually, so yeah. And as it stands up and backs away, you can see long, stringy black hair hides much of its face, but clearly visible are spider mandibles and teeth that replace her human mouth. She has the arms and wings of a bat, as well as a cloven hoof in the place of her right foot.
Oh.
Oh,
Well, I'm gonna shriek in terror.
I just picture like see-through go, oh dear.
Yep. But then I'm gonna realize that it's backing away from me, and I'm gonna. Can I hear any battle noises from where I am?
Not at this point, no.
Okay. So I'm going to kind of put R2 in front of me, and we're gonna walk towards it, and I'm going to just say in my most non-threatening voice, hello there, weird creature, spider bat person. I don't want to harm you.
So she just kind of hisses at you and jumps into the air and like flies backwards away from you. And how long is her chain? Her chain is like 20 feet long, so she just kind of flies up and away from you as far as she can till the chain goes tight. And she just says, "Stop! Why? Everyone is hunting me! Stop! Why are you hunting me?" And she just kind of like keeps pinging against the full extension of the chain, trying to
I
get as far
assure you,
away
I am
from
no hunter.
it. So every once in a while, she kind of like gets to the full extent of the chain and kind of like goes on an arc. Um, and Ilmoon, it's your turn.
Wow. Let's get to punching. I'm just gonna go ahead and run up to the decaying creature right above me.
Okay.
And if anyone's paying attention to these fussy details, you might notice that Ilmoon left his usual spear back at the treasure wagon and instead is wielding a much more savage-looking spear that he stole from the druid's hangout.
The Spear of Kevin.
Spear of Kevin, and let's see how it does on its inaugural battle. Does a 12 hit?
No, their armor class is 14.
Well, I got one hit in for 9 points of damage.
Okay.
And if he survived the astonishing onslaught, I guess I'll do a flurry of blows and
He did.
mess him up a little better. All right, those are both hits for grand total of 17 points of bludgeoning damage.
Okay, you notice that your punches do not do as much damage to them as you would have expected.
Well, I expected them to do thousands of points of damage, so
Okay, so they
usually it's
merely
might
did
be like 950, 960.
yeah,
Yeah,
maybe 975 on a good day.
but he's still standing.
Yes, he is.
Okay, look out, guys.
Yes, so you guys are in for a long slog with this. Declan, is your turn.
Okay, does this undead knight or warrior or whatever that Ilmoon just pummeled, does he appear as one might consider bloodied?
Not quite yet, no.
Okay, so I will be using as my action. Just check something. See if, yeah, I'll have to do that. Okay, so I'm just going to cast Bless for my action, and basically the three of us in this courtyard are going to be blessed.
Okay.
So Elaine Tree, Ilmoon, and myself all have a bonus 1d4 to attack and saves while I'm concentrating. And at this point, I am going to it might seem almost like counterintuitive because I feel like Declan is so like I guess it's ingrained in him to protect those who might be defenseless, so immediately going towards children. But having seen Ilmoon fallen unconscious too many times, I think Declan is going to move over towards Ilmoon and make sure that he is safe. So essentially, I'm going to try to draw the ones that are near me over to me and position myself like back to back with Ilmoon. So maybe diagonally where Ilmoon is. Actually, you know what? I'm going to move straight over to the other one that's engaging him. So right next to him. Yeah, like
that?
Right there. And I'm going to try to goad the other ones for what it's worth towards me.
Okay. Okay. And so now it's their turn. And the one squaring off with Ilmoon is going to take a couple swings at Ilmoon with his longsword. And I'm going to assume a 11 is not a hit. And also assume that a 6 is not a hit. But all of the other ones draw their bows and focus squarely on Elaine Tree.
Bows.
Yep.
I did not count on that.
So they all just draw their bows and are going to take shots at a lane tree. So the first one, this is your armor class still 14, Kit?
Is still 14.
Okay, so that is the first one missed both times. Second one hit both times. And so you take.
I'm gonna uncanny dodge it.
Okay.
So whatever it is, it's half.
Okay. So the first one was 9 points of damage, so 4. And then the second one was 4 points of damage.
Okay, so 9, so 4 and 4.
Well, because
total.
they were 2 separate attacks, so you only uncanny dodge the first one.
Right, but so far it's a total of 8
Yes.
8 points.
Yes. And the third one is going to just shoot at you and hit twice again for 8 points of damage and 4 points of damage.
Lane tree is not looking very hot.
And the last one is going to miss and miss. So those 4 are just focused strictly on a lane tree. And it's a lane tree's turn.
Ow, ow. I might be going unconscious again pretty soon. A lane tree is going to cast. Where is it? Is going to cast. Where is it? Healing word on herself to recover 3 hit points. She's still looking pretty bad. So that's her action, right? The casting of the
Healing word, yes. Or no, healing word is a bonus action.
healing word is a bonus action.
Yep.
Okay. So actions actions. She is going to whoa. She's gonna run. Can she the hedges there? Are those hedges or something?
Yeah, they're kind of like a small raised bed with rows of plants planted in them.
Is there space under them?
No, well, so it's like basically boards on the ground that they've filled with soil.
Oh,
So they're just what?
How tall are they? Is what I'm getting at.
Oh, like I don't know, like 6 or 8 inches.
So she couldn't use those to hide under, is what I'm saying.
No, and they're just sitting right on the ground. So
could she run over them?
yeah, and actually the whites are standing inside them.
Okay, so she's gonna dash using action and bonus action south to try to get near her allies there.
Okay, so 10, 15, 20, 25, 30.
And she's gonna
35, 40. You want to keep going or?
Keep going until I'm south of
45, 50, 55, 60.
A lane tree bursts through that wall like the Kool-Aid man.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh yeah.
So that's action. Yes,
You've done a bonus action and you dashed as your action.
Right, so that's it. I'm done.
Okay. Goldenrod. So back to you in the courtyard.
All right.
Got this screaming coming from the sheds and this one creature desperately trying to stay away from you.
And I still, because of the screaming, I still can't really hear what's going on in the gardens.
Correct.
Okay. So I don't know how much I can do in
and you do notice that nobody has followed you into the courtyard.
So I'm just going to ask the girl, the creature, who I'm gonna again say I'm no hunter, and who chained you here?
That's just what they would say. They would say they aren't after me, but everyone's after me. I know you are.
Can I try to use a persuasion check to calm her down by telling her some story of I don't know, some creature who looked scary and really was kind and
Ugly
Beauty
Duckling.
and the
Story
Beast
of the Ugly
style.
Duckling.
Yeah, there you go.
Sure.
And just to see what to try and make her understand that I'm not gonna hurt her. 15.
She seems to calm down a little at that. She's still flying and seems agitated, but perhaps willing to listen to you at this point.
And as I'm telling her the
Making
story,
sense.
I'm pushing R2 in front of me the whole time, kind of hiding behind him and getting closer to the where the chain is attached.
Sure. Okay. Okay, so that'll be your action and everything, and now it is Ilmun's turn.
Oh, let the pummeling resume. Fortified by the blessings of Helm, I stab at this handsome fellow with my spear. What we're trying to hit again, like a 15?
14.
Even better. All right, hit both times for, let's see here.
What does the spear do?
It stabs things that are in front of me.
Oh no, the damage on the spear. Is that all you're doing?
Oh, that's
right
what I
now?
was figuring out right now.
Okay. Sorry.
Oh my gosh, and I can't think. 12 plus 4, 16 points of damage.
And that's just with the spear.
Yeah, if he's still standing, I'll do another flurry of blows.
He is still standing.
What does the spear do?
Oh,
Who does number
goodness.
2 work for?
I was thinking that same thing.
All right, and I follow through with a couple well-placed kicks for a total of 15 points of damage.
Okay. He looks well and truly bloodied at this point, but is still standing.
Alrighty.
And Declan, you're up.
Okay. It is truly sad that Turn Undead wouldn't do so much here. Because I'm pretty sure it's not going to destroy them, because I'm pretty sure their challenge rating is over half. And since they have ranged attacks, keeping them at bay is really not going to do much. So it's really sad that I'm a cleric who is unwilling to cast Turn Undead. It's like, what's it going to do?
Wouldn't make any sense at this point.
No. So I am going to just simply turn to the one that's attacking Ilmoon, and I'm going to try to attack it with my blade.
Okay.
And I roll a 15 plus, so I'm imagining that's going to be a hit. Okay. For 5 points of slashing damage.
Is this a magical weapon?
It is not. Okay. Yes, I started with a magical longsword.
Oh, right. The only thing you had was the staff.
Yes, the staff, which I broke.
Yeah. So again, it does not seem to be doing as much damage as you would expect it to be.
Gotcha.
But he is like missing bits of his rib cage at this point, and his leg, one of his femurs is like broken, and he's making it hard for him to keep his balance as he's trying to stand on it.
Well, and I think actually, given our situation and seeing how Elaine Tree is hurting at this moment, I'm going to use my bonus action then to cast Spiritual Weapon.
Okay.
Next to this same undead and have it attack.
Okay. So we'll just plop it right there.
Yes. So that's a 19 plus. So matching that'll hit for the, I believe, the same amount of damage. Yep. So 5 damage.
Okay.
And I assume this would count as magical.
That's what I'm just double checking. Does radiant damage, right?
It does actually
force
force damage. So if they're immune to bludgeoning, piercing, slashing, this is not too many creatures are
Yes.
immune to force damage. So
That is correct. So yes, your spiritual claymore chops him in two.
yes.
And down he goes. So one part of him falls to the right, and the other part falls to the left.
By the might of Helm, you have been felled. Oh.
And now it's their turn.
No.
So 5 is going to shoot some arrows at Lane Tree.
Why like I have a feeling.
That's a miss. Let's see. Number 1. Actually, whatever. 34, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. He's going to move there and shoot elementary as well. And that die is going in dice jail. This 25, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, and it's also going to shoot an lane tree. Your armor class is 14, Kit? Kit?
Yes.
Oh, okay, sorry. So you have been hit once for 3 points of damage.
Uncanny dodge.
Okay, so that's 1 point of damage. And
Use every 1 point at this point.
the last one is also going to shoot at you twice. So that's it. First one is a hit for 12 points of damage.
Lane Tree goes down.
And seeing that you went down, he 10, 15, 20, 30. He runs over to you and just kneels next to you. At this point, that's all he has time left in his action for. So he's kind of reaching out for a lane tree as she's on the ground. And it's your turn, lane tree, so I'll take a death save.
Which die? We'll do this one. 17.
There you go.
That is a success. And I dream of Figaro wallowing in a field.
Yes. You can see Figaro. You're chasing after Figaro. It's just out of your reach. Can't quite reach it. Goldenrod, you're up.
So am I close enough to get a look at how this chain is attached?
Yeah. So basically, it's an iron ring that's bolted into a wooden post, and it looks like they used to be. It's the type of thing you used to tether a horse to.
Okay.
But they've just fitted a chain to it, basically.
Yeah. So again, I'm going to try and calm her as I pull out my scimitar. And I'm going to say, my friends are quite a diverse group of people. I'm sure they would love to meet you, especially this little child named Elaine Tree. She would just find you adorable. And I'm going to quickly just take the scimitar and slash it into the iron bolt and see if I can bust it.
Okay, roll an attack with advantage.
Here's a question. Does the bless, it gives me 1d4 on saves. Does that include death saves?
I believe so.
I think so,
I didn't
'cause
need it,
it's a
but
save.
I'm just in case.
I think it does.
I didn't need
it's
it. I
just a
did roll
saving
a
throw.
13.
19 on that roll.
Okay, so you bring your scimitar down, and the it's pulled so taut from her trying to fly away that it just snaps off when you hit it with the scimitar, and she, she like stops flapping her wings for a second and falls a foot or two, just in shock that she's not being held by the chain anymore. And she says, "I'm free. They'll never find me now. I'm free to hide," and just flies off into the distance as fast as she can.
Well, that was rather rude of her.
I'm free to kill little children and bake them into
That's right.
pies. Finally. Thank you, Goldenrod. I shall praise you.
So just like flying off with the chain still attached to her like a kite tail almost. And now it is Ilmun's turn.
All right, let the onslaught continue then. Other stabs at my favorite undead.
So the one that you were facing off against, Jay, was actually cut in two.
Oh, I'm
That's okay.
sorry, I'm distracted here. Then let's run down and go after that one that's kneeling by a lane tree. That looks kind of
Okay.
ominous. All right, so those both easily hit. Thank you, Blessing of Helm. For, let's see here, Spear does 22 points of damage.
Okay. Okay.
And
He looks bloodied after that.
all right, well, I'm addicted to Flurry of Blows, so let's give this boy a couple follow through attacks. Those will both look excellent. 12 points of bludgeoning damage.
Okay.
Now, out of curiosity, Jay, how'd the spear do 22 points of damage? What is the ability of the spear?
Well, there was 2 attacks. Each one did 11 points of damage.
Okay. I thought one attack that did 22 damage.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you know, spear.
The spear of Kevin.
Kevin wasn't messing around.
So you charge in and you just like ram through it with your spear. And again, he was like kneeling over a lane tree, reaching for her, and like one goes through its neck and pull it out, and another one you just jab right into its rib cage and then do like a roundhouse kick, which clips him on the back of the head. And he looks a little rough at this point. His head's not quite upright and attached anymore. And now it is Declan's turn.
Okay. So I know what's going on. So I spent this entire time realizing, trying to figure out if Declan kind of figured out what was going on. So rather than him and haw about, I'll just assume that he did. So I have a feeling the reason why they're attacking Elaine Tree is because she has that amulet. So in the fact that they went over to lean down next to her, they're probably trying to retrieve it, just observing what's going on here. So Declan is going to move over to that, to actually position himself in between. Okay, so Ilmoon is not next to a lane tree, so there is room in between Ilmoon and lane tree.
Correct.
So I'm going to move there. Yep.
Like right there. Yep.
And I am going to direct my spiritual weapon 5, 10. Okay, so right north of that one right there. Yep. So as my action, this will be your judgment call. Can I use my action to... Oh, you know what? I'm going to use my action to retrieve the necklace from Elaine Tree.
Sure.
And as a bonus action, I'm going to cast Healing word on Elaine Tree.
Okay.
For 6 points of healing.
Here you go.
Thank you.
And I'm going to turn to face this creature with my shield up.
And just you grab the holy symbol.
Yep.
And I'm sorry, did the spiritual weapon attack?
I can't have it attack because it's a bonus
Okay.
action. And
I
I
just
use
want to
my
make sure I
bonus
didn't.
action to heal Elaine Tree.
Okay. I just didn't want to make
Yep.
sure I didn't miss anything. So you grab the holy symbol, and when you grab it, it feels warm when you pick it up, and almost like you can feel this sense of goodness and purity wash over you as you hold it. Just for like a split second, it just feels like warm and all is right with the world for a second as you're holding it.
Okay. Because I get this sense that's good and pure, can I also, with that action, just put it on?
Sure, yeah, because it's just
Okay.
like a necklace. You can just throw it over.
I will risk whatever weird.
So you do realize that it would require you have to attune
Okay,
to it. So
gotcha.
you'll have to meditate on it for a while. There's Declan, and now it's their turn. So this guy is going to attack Declan twice with his longsword. And that's going to be a miss. Declan has beastly armor class. That is also as well. Number 2 here is going to shoot at Declan twice with his longbow. Miss twice. This guy, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25 is going to move over here and shoot at Declan twice with his longbow. Dice are not falling for me tonight. And this guy is going to 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, move over here and shoot at Declan with his longbow twice. All right. Second D20 is going in dice jail. So it's just like these arrows
keep that
are
one
just
out,
like,
Adam.
are just like raining down all around you, Declan. You're knocking them out of the air with your shield and sidestepping.
I'm deflecting them right into Elaine Tree and Ilmoon. Declan.
No, and Ilmoon's using his monk ability to
deflect those arrows back into Elaine Tree, so they're basically all just going into Elaine Tree on the ground.
And they are perfectly outlining Elaine Tree.
Yes.
And Elaine Tree, it's your turn.
So I wake up, right?
Yes.
With 6 hit points. Awesome. You know what? I'm gonna stab at the guy that's like leaning at me.
Okay.
He's there. And natural 20.
There you go.
Plus 3. So double my dice damage.
And also you are within 5 feet of your allies. So
that's 4d6 plus what is it? 4d6 plus 4. So the dice damage is 4, 9, 10, 11, 12 plus 4. So 16 points of damage.
Okay.
And then I am going to disengage. No, I'm going to stay right. I'm going to stay right there, and I'm going to do my second. I get 2 weapon fighting, so it's just a normal roll.
Okay.
Where do my 12-sided dice go? Plus the 4 for the bless, for a total of 11, which probably doesn't hit.
No.
And then I'm gonna end my action there.
Okie dokie. Go goldenrod. As you watch the bat spider creature fly off into the distance, another the which door is it? The door to the building that had the chimney with the smoke coming from it opens, and out of it walks. I'll lose this for a second. Kind of shuffles two creatures. Between them, they're carrying a large cauldron that is steaming and has a giant wooden spoon kind of sloshing around inside of it. And,
Actually, Adam, you know what? I never doubled the damage my dice did.
oh, okay. Hold on. Figure that out, and then I'll show Ganyan the creatures that are.
So it's 24 plus what's 28.
So they look like this. The one with the shovel stands 4 feet 9 inches tall, and he's kind of squatting as he's carrying his one side of the cauldron, and he looks like a beardless dwarf with patches of donkey flesh covering his face and body. He has one human ear and one wolf's ear, and a wolf snout and fangs. His arms and hands are human, but his legs and feet are both feline, and he has a donkey's tail. The other one stands 4 feet 7 inches tall. The left side of his face is covered with lizard scales, the right with tufts of gray wolf fur. Between these tufts are pale human skin. One of his eyes is that of a feline, and his fingers and hands resemble cat's paws with opposable thumbs. And he has a ratty looking black cloak with black fur trim. And that one is saying, "Time to eat! Time to eat! It's dinner time, you filthy animals!"
I'm not an animal.
Who are
Do you know a Dr. Moreau by any chance?
who are you? Where did Marzina go?
She was very rude. I helped her and she left.
They both plop the cauldron down, and you could see kind of like a stew or something kind of sloshes out of it as they drop it. Oh, His High Holiness is not going to like this.
Are you people friendly?
You best wait here while we tell the abbot what's going on. And,
yes, sir.
The one with the shovel kind of like looks like it tries to say something, but just like a donkey's bray comes out as it tries to talk. They just kind of start to turn and head back into where they came from.
And as soon as they turn, I dash.
Okay.
And I'm just screaming, Declan! Help!
So we'll see you make it back outside the courtyard, out into like the area outside of the courtyard, before the gate. And you hear sounds of battle coming from the. Oh, is that? Yeah, it's right on. Sounds of battle coming from. So kind of as you emerge from the gate and the screaming and cacophony from the courtyard dies away, you can hear like the ring of steel on steel and people shouting to the north in the garden. And now it is Ilmoon's turn.
I'm not seeing us on my the map thing.
Oh, hold on. Stop share. I probably shared the wrong thing. Share screen.
Stealth mode.
Yeah. Do you see it now?
Yep.
Okay. I shared the image, not the owlbear rodeo.
By the,
Um,
by the way, it should have been 28 points of damage to that zombie
Okay.
or whatever it is.
All right, I am not a fan of having that non-dead zombie there, so let's take another stab at him.
Okay.
All right, they both hit.
So do the damage for the first one first, Jay.
Okay, stab number 1 does 12 points of damage.
All right. So how would you like to have killed that one?
Oh my gosh, I don't know. When I poke in there, his guts kind of get caught on my spear tip, and when I pull out, it just all unspools, and he collapses to the ground. And then I guess I'll spin around and take a poke at the other guy at the corner of that thing
Sure.
for 9 points of damage.
Okay. And now it is Declan's turn.
Okay, so I'm going to move up to the left of Ilmoon. Basically putting myself adjacent to the other two right there. Yep.
Okay.
And I'll move my spiritual weapon up to be alongside just north of Ilmoon. Yep. So I will attack that same one that Ilmoon just attacked. My longsword. Roll a natural 20.
Nice.
Yes. I think maybe the first 20 I've rolled in an actual attack.
Well, there you go. It only took 22 sessions.
Yeah, exactly. For 13 points of slashing damage, non-magical.
Okay.
And I will have my spiritual weapon attack. Hey, it all balances out in the natural order. I rolled a 1.
There you go. See? Well, I've rolled 4 of them so far in this
great.
combat.
So that's my turn.
Okay. And it's their turn now. So these two are focusing their attacks on Declan now. So number 1 is going to attack with his long sword twice. This. Your armor class with the shield is 20, right?
Correct.
Okay, so that's still a miss. And number 5 is going to attack you twice. That is a hit, unless you want to do something to it.
I will silvery barbs it.
Okay. So it is actually a miss.
Yes.
The second attack is both missed. Or if I rolled it twice for some reason. And then number 2 is going to shoot 2 arrows at you. The first one is a hit.
Okay. Can't really do anything. I use my reaction.
Okay.
And I'm giving Ilmoon advantage, by the way, with my silvery barbs on his next attack or save.
Okay, so you take 6 points of piercing damage from that arrow.
Okay.
And then the last one is a miss.
Okay.
They're just all out focusing on you, almost to the like completely disregarding Ilmoon, even though, and your spiritual weapon, even though it's pressing right on that one guy.
That was the plan, to be the meat shield.
And it is now Elaine Tree's turn.
Hey, Elaine Tree's gonna run up beside Declan there, Mr. Sharp.
Okay.
And
you were there, so just in case you want to move 5, 10, 15, 20.
Okay, and the one right in front of her, she's gonna be like, leave Mr. Sharp alone.
Okay.
But since I rolled a 5, I'm gonna feel lucky. And where's my luck? And instead, I'm going to roll a 19, non-natural 19.
That is a
And I'm assuming I get my sneak attack.
Yep.
So 10, 16 plus 4 is 20 points of damage.
Okay. And once again, it does not seem to do the amount of damage you would expect.
And
So
I'm
this-
gonna
Go ahead.
use my 2-weapon fighting. No, actually, I'm gonna disengage and move behind Mr. Sharp.
Okay. It doesn't do as much damage as you expect, but this creature does look bloodied at this point. And so, Goldenrod, did you want to head straight towards the garden
Yeah,
where you could hear
so
the?
how far away am I from getting to where they are?
For ease of sake, we'll say you could get you and R2. Actually, R2 could get a little farther than you, right?
Yeah, he's got 10
So
more
R2,
feet.
so R2 could get to about there, and you could get to just about there.
Oh, I was hoping you would stay put and wait for them to report to the abbot.
So I'm gonna get there and take a couple shots with my. Well,
Okay.
I don't actually. I had my scimitar in my hand. Is it bonus action to switch weapons or action?
Yeah, it's a bonus action. You can.
Okay, so I'm gonna bust in and realize what's going on and be like, oh dear, and pull out the crossbow. And take 2 shots at we'll say number 2 over there. He looks like he's got nobody in his in
Why
my
do
way
you
to
see
shoot
small
him.
numbers under?
22 and 14.
They both hit.
So
And does your
13.
crossbow do force damage, or is it? I can never remember.
I think it still technically does piercing damage, but let me double check.
Okay.
It's gonna be 13. It's gonna be 23 points.
Okay.
Let me double check though, because it is using magical ammo. Yeah, it doesn't say it switches the type of damage it does, so it's still just doing regular piercing damage.
Okay. It was 23, you said?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. And what R2 can't do anything at this point, right?
No, R2 can't hit, so he's just gonna look angry.
Yeah, sorry. His little eyebrows go. "Grr." And Ilmoon, it is your turn.
Oh my goodness. Well, just gonna keep on hacking away at the nearest undead.
Okay.
Said I've got advantage now on top of bless.
Yeah. From the silvery barbs. Yep.
Okay. So that's 2 hits with the spear for grand total of 22 damage.
All right. How would you like to destroy this one?
Oh, just my goodness, I don't know, just one thing in the skull hole and flip him over the shoulder and keep on going.
Is that all you want to do this round?
Yes, that'll be fine.
Okay. Declan, you're up.
Okay. So nothing fancy attacking again this undead in front of me. 18 plus, so that is 6 points of slashing damage, non-magical. And cripe's sake, my spiritual weapon misses horribly.
So you moved it over.
Yes, so I moved it over and I rolled a 3 plus. So no way
Nice.
that's going to be hitting.
Okay, their turn. So number 1 is going to swing at you twice with his longsword and hit. Unless you want to burn a.
Nope. I will
Okay.
let this one go. Hopefully.
6 points of piercing damage, or
Okay.
slashing damage, sorry. And the second one is a miss. And number 2 is going to shoot at you twice. Miss. That's a miss. And that is their turn. And so now it's Elaine Tree's turn.
Elaine Tree is going to roll back out from behind Declan, and
Yep.
I told you to leave Mr. Sharp alone. 18. That would
That's a
be
hit.
actually it's more than 18. It's 18 plus. It's actually like a 25 or something like that. But
That works.
yeah. And I do 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 plus 4, 21 points of damage. I think I do it, but I probably don't do that much damage. I probably do like 8 points of damage.
When you do 10.
And then I bonus action go back behind Declan Sharp.
So you just Declan, you're like trading blows with this white, and all of a sudden Elaine Tree just kind of like rolls out from behind you, stabs in with her short sword, and then rolls back behind you.
Yeah, I just envision like me standing here and like this little girl kind of twirling around me, you
Yes.
know, somersaulting in and stabbing and then somersaulting back.
And Goldenrod, you and R2 are up.
All right. I'm gonna shoot some more at number 2.
Nope.
18 and 25
Okay.
for 14.
Okay. And does R2?
And R2 is gonna get into melee and with number 1.
Okay.
He's
So
gonna charge
straight up.
Yep. And his attack is where is it? 22. That'd be hold on. 4 points of force damage.
Okay. He is barely standing, like buckled both of his legs, and his rib cage is just kind of like barely holding himself up. He's got his sword in 2 hands.
Sounds like someone is set up for another stab with the spear of Kevin in the skull hole.
You guys set him up. Ilmoon knocks him down. How do you want to get at this guy, Jay? Do you want to go like around the top of him, or?
Oh, yeah, let's swing around to the north there. That looks promising.
Like that? Okay.
Shall I?
Yeah, it's your turn. Sorry.
Hey, let's see what we got. Oh, natural 1. That one did not hit. You wily zombie. Oh my god, 2 natural 1s in a row. Oh man, Kevin, what happened? All right. That's fine. That's cool. That's my turn.
Oh no! I jinxed you.
Declan, you're up. You're up, Declan.
Oh, I'm up. Oh,
Yep.
Sweet. I'm going to do nothing fancy, so I'm going to attack myself. What armor class is it?
14.
14. I think that's just a hit. So 8, 6, 14 is a hit. Oh, for minimum damage. So 4 points of damage. And my spiritual weapon will hit this time for 5 points of force damage.
How would you like your spiritual weapon to
Yes.
sell this thing?
Basically, since these are all seconds apart, all of these attacks or whatever, you know, Ilman comes around and jabs at him twice with his spear missing. You know, my attack just kind of gives a hollow thud, doing partial damage, I'm assuming.
Yes.
And then basically as it's buffeted and kind of dodging around, the spiritual weapon just comes in and basically lops its head off.
And it just kind of collapses to the ground, and the head rolls up and lands right in front of R2.
And I will, as my movement, I will move to engage the other one.
Okay, so just straight on like that.
Yep. And I'll move the spiritual weapon up as well. And that's my turn.
Okay. And its turn now, and it's going to attack you with its longsword twice, and maybe hit the first time.
Yeah, I'll let it. I will. I shouldn't say let it go through because there's no guarantee that it wouldn't hit the second time. But
Right.
I will not use silvery barbs.
For 7 points of slashing damage. And the second one is a natural 20.
I will
Unless you
silvery
want-
barbs
yeah.
that.
Let's use silver.
Yeah,
That's what you hold silver barbs in reserve for, is stuff like that.
Yeah, that one is a no-brainer.
And it's a miss. So the second one is a miss.
And who's
And-
going to be attacking? Whose turn is it after me? Elaine Tree?
Well, a lane tree. Yeah, we're starting the top of the round.
Has this guy been hurt yet?
A little bit.
Okay, so I'm going to give Ilmoon the nice setup here. So since he's going to be acting last here after everybody else, I'll give him the advantage from the silvery barbs for his attack.
Okay.
And I have to again roll for concentration. So that is +4. So that's just a success for concentration.
Hey,
And the lane tree is up.
wait for me, Mr. Moon. I'll help you. She runs up to just south of
Like that.
and she takes a swipe with her sword. 21.
How does it hit?
We're gonna say 14 on the roll, but 21 overall. And 2 6s. So that's 12. 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 plus 4, 21 points of damage.
Okay.
And then she's gonna she'll stay there.
Okay. Ooh. And Goldenrod, you're up.
Let's move R2 over there first.
Okay. Just south of Declan.
Yep.
And,
And that's gonna be 23. Max damage. That's I think 11. 11 points of force. How far away am I from that thing? That's a wall to the left of him, right?
yes.
So to get into melee, I'd have to go kind of up and around.
Yeah.
I don't think I can get there, right? 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. No, I can't. Okay. I can shoot through that mess.
Yes. Yep.
I could, but I'm gonna miss it. No,
Choose
16
not
hits, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so I hit him once at least. For 10 points.
You managed to destroy him.
Oh! Goldenrod comes in at the last moment after his.
And I'm gonna finish my turn by moving away from the door because I don't know what's coming.
Okay, so just
Yeah.
like towards your companions over
That
here.
way, yeah.
Okay.
I just imagine after we're all fighting these things, at the very end, R2 and Goldenrod just kind of wander in and attack. And then I like to think that like Goldenrod, you just like basically turn around and head back to where you were. Like wander in, do
No, I'm not
this.
heading back there. There were like
Bye.
donkey people and
Oh no.
lizard people.
Oh.
So I breathlessly just start rambling on as to what happened in the other area.
They sound so cool.
They were scary, and the girl was very rude. I helped her and freed her, and she just flew away. It is not polite.
Abbey
Said
seems like
thank you.
a sinister place. It doesn't sound like a holy place at all.
I found this necklace, and well, they were whites, right? They weren't zombies.
Yes, they were whites.
And
The
those
sign said they will cure our illnesses, but I'm not sure what illnesses those people could cure. They didn't look very helpful.
well, Elaine Tree still looks pretty run down right now, by the way, just so you know. Can you like scan the necklace, Mr. Rod?
Well, remember, it's around my neck. I took it off of you because they were trying to attack you with it.
Can you scan the neck? I point to your neck. Okay.
Yeah. So I give it up to Goldenrod to examine or whatnot.
Yeah, and I'm a little nervous about the people coming, so I'm not going to do it ritual style. I'm just going to
Okay, that makes sense.
start working on the machine, and I don't know what it's going to tell us, but
Well, it is magic. Let's see, what would it? I want to make sure I do this right. So detect magic. Where are you? Detect magic. You can spend some magic and learn the school of magic. Okay. So it radiates magic, and it has a couple different auras. It has, the first one is enchantment. And the second one is evocation.
okay. So I share that out. But guys, they were going to report to whoever's in charge here, and I'm not sure how long we want to stay, unless you really want to meet him.
Well, I feel like we're going to meet him at some point, and if he's responsible for this madness, then I think it'd be best if we did perhaps meet him and have him explain himself.
Maybe he knows where Irina is.
That's right, our main goal, to find Irina. What happened to her?
So you guys want to head back down into the entrance?
You had mentioned the weird screaming and laughing and cackling and whatnot was taking place from behind a door where we were.
Yes. So hold on 1 second. So right here, can you see that?
Yep.
That's a door into the wing of the abbey.
And what was that structure to the left there?
It's a small gatehouse.
Was there any, did you guys go in there? Was there anything there?
No,
Mm-hmm.
they did not go there.
Okay. Is the cackling still being heard?
Yes, and it's just like this, like now that the sounds of the battle have kind of died down and everything's kind of quiet again, you can just hear this cacophony of laughter and wailing and crying and singing, just kind of all mixed together, echoing off the stone coming out of that wing of the abbey, the eastern wing.
So I'm gonna say, you guys can go ahead. I think I'm gonna go stay. I'm gonna do the old Shaggy. Us scaredy cats will stay out here.
I want to go to the door and listen to see if I can make out anything besides the screaming, or at least see, if the screaming is coming from like literally on the other side of the door, or if it's just from some area inside.
Make a perception check.
Oh, do I have? I do. 12.
You can't like isolate, you like pick out too many of the individual sounds, but it sounds like it's coming from, excuse me, different areas inside the door there.
Is the door unlocked?
That is an excellent question. No, it is not.
It is not unlocked, or it's not locked?
Oh, I'm sorry, it's not locked.
Okay. Oh no, double negatives.
Yes, no, it is not locked.
Okay. I want to slowly open the door and peer inside.
Okay. You peer inside, and you kind of crack the door open and look in, and this lightless corridor has multiple doors behind which lie creatures that shatter the quiet with their mad cackles, whispered curses, and songs. The stench coming from this hall is overpowering. At the far end of the hall, even which is it is a long hall. It is like 45 feet long. You can see, even in the gloom, a monstrous shape lumbering down the hall away from you. It's just like a monstrous 7 foot tall humanoid shape kind of walking away from you at a slow pace.
I want to slowly close the door again.
Okay.
And I'm going to make my way back to the rest of the party.
Okay. So are you guys all in the garden at this point now, too? You're still here in the garden?
I'm going to the guardhouse and hiding out.
Yeah, well, who's ever
so-
out in the open, I guess everyone except Goldenrod, I'm going to
That's okay.
report back what I found. So there's something in there. Something large. Couldn't quite tell in the darkness. Actually, I have dark vision up to 300
Right,
feet.
but it's just the distance, and there's kind of like this fog and mist
Okay.
over this place that's hard to.
Did
you
it
could
look
tell it was-
human sized? Did it look like medium size or
No,
large?
it was like 7.5 feet tall, and it was
Okay.
kind of an oddly proportioned human. They have 2 arms, 2 legs, and a head
Gotcha.
figure.
So I want to
heading away from
report
you.
this back to them, essentially what I found. It didn't seem quite human, maybe, or at least maybe it was the same as what Goldenrod had described earlier. One of these strange monsters, misshapen creatures.
Well, should we all go in together and see what this strange thing is all about?
So this is like the side entrance. Then there was the main abbey entrance that Goldenrod had gone in before that led to the courtyard, where the chained up creature was, and that's where he ran into the 2 that were carrying the big cauldron of stew.
Yeah, I think given what Goldenrod already said, I think that entrance is pretty much, burned. I mean, if they're calling whoever, they'll probably come out that way. So it's probably best that we don't head back that way. And we're kind of
Look ugly doesn't mean they're evil.
Right? Didn't Goldenrod just tell a story about that?
Yeah, that 7 foot tall thing might need our help.
That's true. We'd be giving up the element of surprise if we tried to engage it rather than attack it. I'm not too proud to admit that I have been wrong before when I've attacked, and perhaps it was best to engage in conversation. So Ilmoon, if you would like to speak to this creature, I will have your back.
No, there are other options.
What do you propose?
I propose we get out of here. This place gives me the creeps. If I had flesh, I would have goosebumps.
Well, it is true that our actually we already delivered the wine, right?
Yep.
And our goal here was to essentially deliver Irina to someplace that was allegedly safe.
Correct.
So there really is no reason for us to remain here, logically.
Right.
Well, there was the prophecy about the
Oh, that's right, the
wandering
Vistani.
Vistani sidekick
Correct.
thing. Yeah.
Thank you. And she did allegedly possess information that was helpful to us, given the vision.
The card reading, she prefaced it by saying that specific card would reveal someone who will help you greatly in the battle against darkness.
Of course, she was turned into a half bat, half spider girl. Away.
Don't worry, that's
Yeah,
true.
she's already
And then flew away.
gone.
I think given this prophecy, it is probably beneficial for us to remain and see this through. If she is to help us and our battles ahead, then I think that we should do our best to find her.
Where should we look?
Well, I think that's wise to maybe go in this back entrance, even though it seems to be guarded by this figure. If you're unwilling to engage it in conversation, I say that we use the element of surprise and attack.
That sounds good to me.
Adam, while they're doing that, I'm just rummaging around. Do I find anything in that?
No, it is a completely empty, just like small square shed, basically.
Is there a large bin with a sign that says magic weapons?
Yes, it is a gatehouse an empty gatehouse that stands at the entrance to the Abbey Gardens.
Okay.
So as you guys are
Uh-oh.
talking amongst each other, oh shoot, what is it? No, stop share.
No, share again. I didn't get to see everything that was there, Adam.
It's on your notes, Adam.
These two guys kind of come shuffling up the path
no.
from the main area of the Abbey. And the one with the shovel, he's carrying the shovel at this point, kind of plants it and goes to talk, and just like a donkey's bray comes out, and he kind of shakes his head again and brays again. And the other one just like roughly shoves him and says, "His Holiness the Abbot requests the pleasure of your company." And he chokes for a second. "In the main hall of the Abbey of St. Markovia."
Tell the Lord Abbot will be with him in a moment, right after we dispatch that hulking monster in the hallway. No.
I ducked down.
Yeah, was a goldenrod out here, or is he still?
No, I'm in the thing. I'm hiding.
Who are you?
They introduce themselves, and just want to make sure I get their names right. The donkey one goes to introduce himself, and again, a donkey's bray comes out and just kind of like puts his hands in his mouth and looks very frustrated at this. And the one with the lizard skin says, I'm Siegfried Bellevue, and this is my brother Otto. Our
Listen,
family serves the abbot.
what is the meaning of this? What has happened to you? What curse has befallen you?
This is no curse. My family has requested the blessings of the abbot, and he has improved upon our earthly forms.
My companion spoke of someone chained.
The abbot protects us all, even against ourselves.
Imprisoning someone is no protection. I do wish to speak to your abbot to have him explain this himself.
Come with us. Kind of turn around, and they move very awkwardly and kind of shuffle back down towards the entrance to the abbey.
All right, you handsome fellas, lead the way.
Like Declan turns to a lane tree and then motions back to them and goes, all will be well.
Did they notice me in the guardhouse?
Not that you could tell. They were
Okay.
talking directly to the people they could see.
Okay. So I'm going to try and stay there as long as I can, and then kind of follow surreptitiously behind.
Okay. So everybody kind of goes, and after 30 seconds, a minute, Goldenrod and R2 kind of come out of the gatehouse and follow at a distance. They lead you into the courtyard and then into the northern wing of the abbey. And as they lead you into the main hall of that wing, gentle sounding music trickles down from above, played on a single stringed instrument by some unseen master. The ground floor is one large 50-foot square room with arched leaded glass windows. There is a large cauldron sitting on a rack above a fire in a hearth, while above the fireplace mantel hangs a golden disc engraved with the symbol of the sun. In one corner, a wooden staircase climbs to an upper level, while in another corner, a stone staircase descends into darkness. Several chairs surround a wooden table that stretches nearly the length of the room. Wooden dishware, gold candelabras are all neatly arranged on the table, standing behind which is a young woman with alabaster skin dressed in a torn and soiled red gown. Her auburn hair is neatly bundled so as not to touch her sharp, soft shoulders. She seems lost in her own thoughts. A handsome young man in a brown monk's robe gently takes the woman by their hand. A painted wooden holy symbol that depicts the sun hangs from a chain around his neck. He moves with the grace of a saint. And looking closer at the woman, you can see that she is not entirely human. You can see seams in her powdered white skin where disparate body parts have been stitched carefully together. And they look like this. And the young man in the brown monk's robe turns to you and says, Welcome, my friends, to the Abbey of St. Markovia. What brings you to these blessed grounds? He kind of takes the woman by the hand and puts his hand on the small of her back and leads her to a chair. He pulls it out for her and has her sit down. Practice your manners, my darling. And she just like picks up a glass with her pinky out, puts it to her lips, and then mechanically puts it down, and then picks up a fork and picks up a knife and just kind of like pantomimes the motions of very properly eating a meal.
So, Abbott, is she single?
For now, she is promised to another.
Built to order, huh?
In a manner of speaking. I hope she will bring joy to someone who desperately needs it. This land's first prisoner.
And who would that be?
Count Strad von Zarovich, of course.
So you are to deliver this abomination to Strahd?
He looks very offended that you've called him an abomination. He actually like puts his hand to his mouth. Says, while she may not be a natural creation or child of the Morning Lord, she has the capability to bring great joy to our fellow prisoner, Strahd.
You say that you follow the Morning Lord, yet you offer service to Strahd. Explain yourself.
He puts his hands up. I offer no services. I merely try to comfort those in need, those mourning the loss of their loved ones and being tormented in prison. You think this valley is your prison? It may be all of our prisons, but it was built and designed only to torture one person. The entire purpose of this land is to reinforce his punishment.
And do you think that Strahd has been reformed as a prisoner?
Not as of yet. But that does not take away the obligation I have to try to reach what might be left of his heart.
Well, that seems like a noble cause. Can't argue with that.
Yep, we'll be going now. All's well.
So as you're talking to him, there is a knock on the main hall's door, and Otto turns to it and opens it, and in walks a figure you recognize. It is Henrik the coffin shop maker, or the coffin maker from Valakai, except his clothes are torn and bloodstained, and he has a hollow look in his eyes, and he just has like dried blood all down his beard. And he has an envelope in his hand, and he walks in completely focused on you all, walks past Goldenrod and R2 and presents the envelope to you all. And as he opens his mouth, you can see he has a pair of fangs. And he says, my lord, in a flat monotone voice, my lord Strahd bade me to deliver this to you. It is a sealed envelope with the symbol of Ravenloft on it.
Let's open that puppy up.
Okay.
Now we're gonna wait. We're gonna ignore Strahd.
And the abbot says, "Oh, you seem to have caught the attention of our fellow prisoner." And you pull it out, and there's a single sheet of parchment inside of it.
That's nice of him.
So after reading this, I kind of position it in front of the abbot and say, I understand your position viewing Strahd as a prisoner since he cannot escape this land, but would you really call one such as Strahd a prisoner if he can summon people to be imprisoned with him
Hi, Ron.
and use them for his own amusement? I would say that the prison is now run by the prisoner. So viewing him as such a simple prisoner does not seem logical to me. And I view your actions as an offense to the gods and to Lathander himself, and a perversion of his teachings.
One second. He looks very mad at you and says, "You would dare question my wisdom? I, who have been in this land, a prisoner as well, sent here by the very powers of the upper planes." And as he's talking, he his skin starts to change, and it takes on a bluish shade, and two wings grow from his back, bird wings, and a large golden mace appears in his hand, and his monk's robes disappear, and you can just almost hear like a choir for a split second as he stands there.
Might want to put some.
Revered in his true form revealed. You would question the wisdom of a diva of the higher planes. And that's where we'll end it for tonight.
Oh my.
Uh-oh.
Now we're gonna kill an angel.
Well, from the sound of it, Elaine tree's up to it because she's rocking like full hit points, right?
That's right.
Like,
Like 6.
There we go.